Yeah, after this Othello, etc., I'm more or less speechless. You will understand. One of my favorite movies was the Dead Poets Society, and I had to think of that a lot. Anyway, I do have some questions, and I want you to raise hands. Who snoozes? Oh, it's now only 10%. That's a pity. No one dares to anymore. Um, but some more different questions, although it has to do with it. Who thinks he or she is enjoying life to the fullest at this moment? Come on, or not? Okay, okay. Thanks very much. Next question. It's some think it's a bit chilly over here. It's winter times, Christmas coming, etc. Who enjoys the winter sports, the skiing or the snowboarding? Yeah, looking forward to it, huh? Yeah. A year ago, I happened to be for my work in Cape Town, which was summer times at this moment. Who enjoys the beaches and summer times and riding the waves? Yeah, it's a lot of people. Huh? Okay, now a complete different question. Who of you has lost a close family member or friend on cancer or on ALS, on some other disease? Who of you? It's a lot of hands. Um, Let me take you back about 8 years ago. 8 years ago, one of my close friends, who happened to be my buddy on the snowboard, living in Berlin, was diagnosed and he was told that he still had 4 months to go. It was a rare type of cancer and the progression was very fast and aggressive. He was owner of an internet company. He was very internet orientated, and he went on the internet and he found out that on his specific disease there happened to be a treatment that was just recently approved in the US. So he reached out to his doctor and he said to his treating doctor, "What do you think? Should we give it a try, yes or no?" And the doctor, checking out on all the clinical trial studies, said, "Yeah, for sure, we need to give it a try because we don't have any other options." They gave it a try to lay hands on that treatment and get it out of the US and get it to Berlin so he could be treated. And they did not succeed. And my friend passed away 3 months before the treatment was available in Germany. And that created a huge change in my life. At that moment, I was a serial entrepreneur. I already am an entrepreneur for about 20 years or so. I had an ad agency, I had a guerrilla marketing agency, we had a multimedia company, and I was traveling around the world and we were having photo shoots on the snowboards while I was on the slopes myself as well. We were having beautiful beaches, shootings, nice people, a lot of partying. So my life really looked great. And I was doing all of the things that I loved to do. I was having a nice family and I was, from a financial point of view, kind of independent. So my life was perfectly in order. Till that date that my friend got diagnosed, found out that there was a treatment available overseas, but he could not lay hands on it, and he passed away because of ridiculous regulations that did not allow him to get that treatment in Berlin. I made a decision to step out of all my companies and to look for how could we make a change on this one. At first I met a couple of people from the pharma industry, and then with one of those I started a first company, and it was a platform, internet platform. It's called My Tomorrows. I named it My Tomorrows because about my friend there was an article written and it was headed, "I just want some more tomorrows." So in order to honor him, I named that company My Tomorrows. And we focused with that company on helping patients from all over the world getting access to medication that was still in clinical trials. Because because people that are empty-handed, people that love life but are empty-handed, people that are not yet done with life, they have kids, they are full of energy and they want to move on. Those people, when they're empty-handed, they just want to give it a try, if there's still an option available over there. A couple of years later, I started a second company, which is called TheSocialMedwork. And with TheSocialMedwork, we focus at making medication available that is already somewhere approved. Just to give you an example, if there's medication that is approved already in Japan, we get it out of Japan and we help a patient in Australia or in the Middle East or in the United States to get that medicine, together with his doctor, of course. And the other way around. So medication that is approved and available in the US, but not available here in the Netherlands, in Amsterdam, we help patients and their physicians to get access to such a treatment. Maybe you've read last weekend about a girl that is fighting for her life. It was in, I think, Algemeen Dagblad. The pediatric oncologist reached out to me on Sunday, found out about us, and said, "Hey, do you know about this treatment?" I said, "Well, actually I did, because I visited the company a couple of months ago. It's in San Francisco." And he said, "Could you help us get access to this treatment?" I said, "Don't know, but we're going to give it a try." This second company we started about 3.5 years ago. And everyone in the industry said, what you guys want to do is impossible. Because what we do is we make it accessible as a direct-to-consumer kind of service. I said, well, it might be impossible, but I lost a friend because of this. In the meantime, as a matter of fact, I lost a number of friends. So I said, we're simply going to give it a try. And if we can't make it, it's no problem. We just want to spend all of our energy on trying to make this happen. And now, 3.5 years later, we're helping patients and their physicians in over 80 countries, all over the world, get access to medications that hopefully help save their lives. And that is what I think our lives are about. That is at least what my life is about. I was in a situation in which I was super comfortable, and I was having everything, all the nice things that you could think of were available for me. But at a certain moment, it might be that there's a kind of a calling that tells you, hey, here there's something wrong. Here there's something that's not in order. It is not normal that we cannot help each other if something is around somewhere else in the world. And that should change. And people within that industry and within that system, they are used to working within that system for over 40, 50 years. And it's very difficult if you're in that box to step out of that box. So very often it needs people that have a radical different way of thinking to help them get out of that box. And now we've stayed under the radar for the last couple of years, here as well. I think most of you don't know about us. We're kind of the best kept secret. And that was for a reason, because we wanted to find out, country by country by country, whether what we intended to do was possible. Also from a legal point of view, from a regulatory point of view, from an ethical point of view. We have, 82 countries. There's a lot of different ethical assumptions and reasoning and why things are good or bad or etc. So we really tried to stay under the radar as much as possible and just do it. Don't talk about it, just do it. And now gradually, now that we're about a couple of months ago, we surpassed the 75th country, and then we said, okay, now we're going to start talking about it. Now we're going to start telling about it. And the first people I met in the industry, and I was at a congress of the pharmaceutical industry, and the first people over there said, what you want to do is impossible. And I said, well, it might be impossible, but we already do it in 75 countries. And they almost do not believe it, but it is possible. And that is what I would like to give you today as thought for yourselves. Nothing is impossible. We are not yet there, because we are at this moment working on the accessibility of medication. And the intention is to help everyone get access to the medication they need. But accessibility has a second point in it, and that is affordability. And the affordability that is here in the Netherlands, as a matter of fact. Because at this moment, most of the people that get medicines via us get reimbursement from their insurance companies. But it is not yet organized by law. So some people can't get it reimbursed. If you don't have the money, you can't get on that medication. That's ridiculous. So that should change. So we're now trying to influence all of the regulations to make it available, really, and accessible, so affordable for everyone here in the Netherlands. But that's not just in the Netherlands. I've got a couple of kids, and I love my kids. I think that's clear. I love them very much. But there's no reason, not one reason, why my kids should have better treatments than kids in South Africa, or in Angola, or in Asia, in Manila, where I was a couple of months ago. There's no one reason. It should be available, it should be affordable, it should be accessible for everyone. And that is the next step. So what we're now trying to do gradually is growing the numbers of the people that we help and support, and creating a kind of consumers united movement. Because one of these days, and I really hope it's not, but one of these days, one of your friends or one of your family members might be in such a situation. And then you all want to have access to the best possible medication, the best possible options from around the world. And whether you're in Amsterdam or you're in Cape Town, your need is the same. So what we're trying to realize now is create a system in which we have an open door to the best health possible for everyone globally. And that is what we're building at this moment. And I kindly invite you to now tell about us. Tell about us to your friends, to your neighbors, to your family members. Because today not, hopefully tomorrow also not, but it might be that one day they are in need, or someone they love is in need. It would be great if they then know where to find that open door to the best health possible. And I give you one example as a final remark. One of my close friends knows about us, knows about what I'm doing already during the past years. He gives me a call a week ago. He said, yeah, I have bad news, because one of my friends, he's got cancer. Ooh. And I thought maybe you still might have something available. I said, well, I don't have a clue. As a matter of fact, I'm not a physician, I'm not a doctor, or we have doctors in our team, but so we need to check out with them. I said, when was he diagnosed? Yeah, about a year ago, and they've tried everything possible, and now he ran out of treatment options. That's a pity that he waited that long, because we found out that there was a treatment that is not yet available in Europe, which is a way better treatment, which shows way better results. And if he would have been treated right from the beginning, from the start, with that treatment that is only available in the US at this moment, he might have had a good chance. And now it is too late. Don't expect. Here in the Netherlands, we have physicians, we have hospitals that really work their asses off to give us the best possible health. But they do have from the system, their protocols, and they work with the iPhone 8. They don't work with the iPhone 11. They simply don't have it in their hands. but the iPhone 11 is already there. So be aware and tell to everyone who needs it. And you can make a change as well. In your own lives, listen to your cause, and everything is possible. Thank you very much.